it didn't feel natural. Because what I like about Camilo is it was like, ooh, the silence. And it's like, there's a kind of a connection point there. I'm like, oh, yeah.
But I mean, like, yours is more like the naked man from How
I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Naked.
It
Naked
works
man.
2 out of 3 times.
Today is a Vision Paradox After Hours. Okay, so Vision Paradox After Hours is essentially me and the social media company of Vision Paradox just essentially having water cooler talk, but recording it and calling it a podcast. So
just talking shit. So hoping to make money from it.
So this is essentially monetizing our very honest thoughts on particular topics, just like every podcast out there, except for a social media company. And make sure you guys, if you're watching this on Twitch, make sure to check out our YouTube because we do other stuff as well, such as actually help you guys with social media. We answer your questions, whether it's actually, we get some interesting questions as well. Like, we cover the basics of like how to bulk upload these things, how to schedule things, how to automate certain things, to what my ex-boyfriend's stalking me. What should I do? These
all
are
the cops.
So those are things that we kind of like on Instagram. Yeah. So
how to correctly promote adult movies on social media.
How to promote. Don't even.
We're not.
Yeah, he's a Kirk light. So listen. But we also do, if you guys like the reaction videos, we also do reaction videos, but to more like advertising and like trending ads to share our perspective, because we all come from different I'd say departments or experiences. So Alex and Camilo, for example, are editors. I'm a social media manager. Anyways, that's Max just oversees everything. But that's a very long intro of what Vision Paradox After Hours is. So if it's your first time watching me, my name's Emeroy, the CEO and founder of social media company of Vision Paradox. Of Vision Paradox, I wear a lot of hats. So to just say I do one thing would not cover what I really do. So passing it off to the guy who's actually in a spy mission right now at the park. Your name and your position and what you do.
Well, my name is Alex, and I'm video editor at Vision Paradox, creating videos, all content, and I'm now with a beard again.
Yeah. So in case you guys didn't miss, like haven't watched any of our previous podcasts, Alex, I previously bet Alex.
You've been bribing him.
To bribed Alex to grow his beard. That worked before, but now, we'll get into it. He has a significant other who's inspiring him to make such, decisions.
Sacrifices.
He's sacrificing the cute boy look to have the rugged man look today.
Are you going to start wearing a flannel shirt later?
And now he's on a relationship, so no, he has no personality, but he has a
Your relationship.
Hi, I'm Alex. I have a bird.
No, it's not like I'm Alex. It's we are.
Oh no, I
don't. So introducing the sniper. Because you have a gun in the back.
Oh yeah, shit! I keep forgetting about it.
The sniper of the group, because he knows how to snipe. I lost my punchline. But go ahead.
Hi, my name is Camilo, and I'm the second editor for Vision Paradox. My special ability is to survive on a 3-hour sleeping schedule.
Oh, so, my fucking. Yeah. Oh God! And next up is the Mod
one
Monarch,
true CEO
the true
of Vision Paradox. That's it. True CEO of Vision Paradox. I also do some copywriting on the side, but whatever. I mostly do the CEO things.
That stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't matter. Like what I actually do doesn't matter. It's the whole CEO thing. That's the truth.
You can change your passport to like Vision Paradox, and your name is CEO.
That's like all your login. It's like your
Vision Paradox
everything.
CEO.
That's
immediately.
The password. So we're gonna be talking about a couple topics here. The main thing we're talking about is love, therapy, and laptops.
LTL.
And if you guys have any and we're open to any questions. So those of you guys who are on the chat right now, if you guys got any questions, what about the topics or any actual social media marketing or video editing or whatever questions, feel free to drop it down in the chat or even in the comments on YouTube when you're watching this. Hopefully I get around to actually responding, because I look at comments, but I'm like, yeah. So, so the one, okay.
Laptop, more like lap down.
Oh my god!
Oh, because there's a couple of things right now. I kind of want to address the fellas right now, because
What's up?
the only reason, going to the love topic, the only reason I'm growing this is because I have a significant other that love
And the only reason I haven't shaved is because my significant other wants me to grow back my mustache, because I don't want to grow it only on my mustache. I have to grow my whole beard and then trim it down.
So you're gonna go full beard and have a mustache?
Yeah, no, I will let it grow a little bit and then trim it down.
Oh,
I look like a fake Peaky Blinder, a really
fake Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
like a Walmart Peaky Blinder.
Yeah,
Walmart.
A Walmart Peaky Blinders. And you, Alex, when
People would love.
I don't know when.
So did she say like I like it like that, and or you're like, I'm gonna keep growing this now, or did she tell you keep growing it?
If you remove your beard, you might as well remove yourself.
But yeah, prior to being in a relationship with Max, I used to like more the clean stubble look, because I don't know, I figured it would help you keep, I liked looking young. I was underage, I was 16.
You were underage.
Yeah, again, that I need to be carded, that they weren't sure. Are you sure you're 30? Hell yeah. But I look young, because it's a compliment when you're older to be carded. But the beard, it took me a while to get used to it. Yeah, and then I think Max just straight up said, "Yeah, I like beards." I'm like, all right.
Bro. My beard
still went good.
My beard grew up when I was 13, and when I was 15, yeah.
You're 13 with a full-on beard?
No, full on, no, but yeah, this part, the shadow. And so when I was 15, I went to my school's direction. One of the secretaries called me sir, and it's bro, you know me since I was 3 years old.
Don't sir me.
I'm 15, bro.
I go here.
Sir me.
Dude, when I was 16, I had my first girlfriend liked beards as well, and I had a full-on Fu Manchu, because my
let me check that.
My hair was thinner then. It wasn't as rough and rugged now. It was very thin, so it went straight down. So yeah, I had a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it was during an era when I didn't take many pictures, because obviously it was during an era I hated MySpace. So I was anti-social media back then. Yeah.
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 Yeah. You owe MySpace an apology right now.
So what about you, Alex? I mean,
oh my God, I see a squirrel there.
Oh my God, big ADHD energy right now.
If you guys are listening to this in the future, Alex just flipped his camera right now to show us a squirrel.
So sorry.
Oh my God.
I've never seen squirrels. So
yeah. So since we're talking in the topic of significant others, how did you meet your significant other?
Alex.
For me or for Alex?
Me or
everybody, I guess.
Oh no! How did I meet you? Oh yeah. Speaking of MySpace,
I feel like most people who've listened to went on my channel know how I met Max. We actually met at a party.
I beat him at a battle.
I was like strip dancing, and she couldn't contain herself. So
I was like, so I met her through MySpace. So
the guy that hates
the social media that I hated because I thought it was stupid, and I was trying to be a hipster. But yeah,
we all had, yeah.
And then
I like MySpace because it let me put my friends in their place.
Okay. So she friended me out of nowhere. I was like, she's hella cute.
She's a catfish.
Is she real though?
She's a catfish.
So and I this is like
she did not even turn out to be a she.
I started off with the best pickup line, which is, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, yeah. You know, not needy. I'm just kidding. It's a terrible thing, but I just want. For me, it was testing: is this person real? Because if I don't get a response, or if I get an automated kind of like, "Hi, you're so,"
I should have just sent you a link.
Yeah,
I should have just sent you a link to something.
But it ended up
see my pictures here.
We ended up having we ended up having an actual conversation. But the thing is, even though while we were talking, it wasn't until I talked to her on the phone that
I still thought I was a dude.
I still, for a long time, I was like, this could be a 40-year-old dude just trying to catfish me, right?
Still thought I was a dude.
And then when I talked to them on the phone, I was like, oh, you real? And then
oh, you're also a dude.
And yeah, and then there's like everything happened after, but that's kind of like we talked for a while, and then we finally met,
and then we didn't.
And then we didn't. And go watch my podcast on our me ghosting her for 10 years before we actually coming back. Yeah. Then that's my story and how I met.
Bro, I get you. I've been on Tinder a long time, and yeah, it's also like she's way too hot. It's weird she's talking to me. How about we follow each other on Insta and then video call or send me an audio or something, because that seems fishy.
It's hella sus, right? Yeah. You're talking to me and our kind of view of ourselves is you're hot though. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
You're hot and I'm horny. So yeah. I have no problem with it. So yeah, I'll take it as it is.
All right, what about you guys? Because I just did kill two birds with one stone, essentially.
So we were visiting the same cities and the same concerts for a couple of years, but we didn't know about each other, and we met on one of the concerts. So that's how we met.
That sounds serendipitous.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds how?
Serendipitous.
Like it was meant to happen.
What is that?
Yeah.
Destiny.
Oh.
Destiny.
Shit.
Yeah.
I like that word.
I kind of have that feeling a bit, to be honest.
And how did you guys start talking? And I feel like I'm an older brother crying now.
Oh my god!
How did you guys start? How did you guys meet? Was it in the mid? Because I know out of this, I think you guys were at a concert. So in my head, I'm like, did you guys see the whole room stop and you saw each other make eye contact?
And it all went slow motion.
And everything just blurred out. It became a meet cute. I'm like, I've seen you, and it's just slowly starts dollying in.
The dolly zoom.
It was before the concert began. It started with some small talk. I think nothing really to. I don't remember any lines that started it. So.
Shit! I wanted to know about your game and what you do.
We wanted to analyze your game. It's essentially us watching the tape back.
Some small talk. All right, check. Gotta add that and add that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Opening lines to to use from now on.
Or you just go up there. I've done a background check on you. You pass.
Yeah, I met my significant other on Instagram, and it's super funny because like I was following two girls that looked pretty much alike, but
So
one,
you got a type.
yeah, like it hurts my pride because like we all like
Thank
to
you.
say,
Peace
like,
out for this follow. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't have a type, blah blah blah, and then you see like your Tinder match, and you're like, yeah, I'm fucking done, man. That's why I end up like every time with the same kind of stories. And yeah, we were talking like super cool, but she was like pretty dry at first, and so I like hung up on her. And then a couple days after, like a week after, I uploaded a story with my newborn cat, a little kitty, like giving her battle. And she answered, and it was like, oh, so you came back to my game with the kitties.
It's always the cats,
power.
man.
Cat
man.
baiting.
That's why
always the
I had
cats.
like 3 kitties.
Because then
Just in case.
then it's like, oh, they can take care of that little pussy cat. I wonder if they can take care of my pussy cat.
Come on.
Ladies, please click off. It's fine. It's
No, but no,
fine. Please leave.
but the whole taking
Please
care
leave.
of
It's okay.
care of the pets kind of thing. It's always like a projection. Like in my head, this is how I'm interpreting it. Like if they can take care of this little small creature,
I only
take
dated
care
my
of me.
ex for his cats.
Damn. No,
No,
he's a cool guy.
I'm actually allergic, but
Yeah, I am too. Like I realized
See?
after I
We don't
adopt
give a fuck.
my
Masochists.
like in summer when I am laying down ready to sleep, she comes and sleeps on my chest, and I'm like,
Oh God, my mom's cats used to do that. I'm like, I would wake up and like, why does my chest feel so heavy? And I'm like,
There's
and
just
it's
a cat there.
full-grown cat though.
Was it Goliath?
It was Goliath.
Oh,
It was just
God,
like
Goliath
like-
is
yeah,
a unit.
yeah. I love that cat. She's
It's
the
still
friendliest
different.
cat. Yeah, my mom's cat. What do you call it? Just Goliath specifically. He just didn't give a shit. I think when Jordan was 3, he tried to eat his tail, and Jordan was trying to like put his tail in his mouth, and Goliath was just staring at him like, "Do it, bro. Do it." like he didn't give a
dare
shit.
you.
I'm like I had to like get Jordan out of the way because
what a fucking psycho. Yeah, he was looking for a reason to bite back.
yeah, it was super chill. I love that cat. Yeah.
I remember.
By the way, speaking of types, I heard that like in psychology, like most people unconsciously search for a type that is kind of similar to how their mother looks like.
Yeah,
What
that's
do you
to
think
do
about that?
with Freud. Yeah, but that's like some kind of refuted.
That sounds like what,
position.
Freudian.
Yes,
Yeah,
Freudian.
that's
Yeah.
from Freud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
probably.
Sigmund Freud was like super like kept talking about like incest or some shit like that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but that,
Freud wanted to fuck his mom.
that kind of stuff. That part of his psychology kind of creeped me out. I'm like, I have never thought about that. Like,
Freud is an actual motherfucker.
but I do agree with some parts where like you get of like how your relationship with your parents is kind of what you look for in the partner.
Or the
Yeah,
opposite
because
of it.
like that's
Or the
you
opposite of
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what you know. So it's like where you feel most comfortable with,
Yeah.
and
Like
it makes sense. But it also makes sense like some other position. I don't know what like philosophy current it is, but it says that you look for partners that are a bit like you. So that's why, for
That's what I
example,
subscribe
we
to.
have yeah, that's why we have like siblings or dating like kind of program.
Yeah, that's fucking
because-
gross.
Yeah, but it looks like it explains that because you're looking for someone that reminds you of yourself because
It's a
we are
little
super,
narcissistic.
yeah, very narcissistic.
that's
To the point that they'll
you know what?
only date someone if they have the same blood running through their
That
veins.
sounds like Loki.
I mean, yeah. Freaking made out with himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I subscribe to both beliefs. Like some people go with the opposite, some people go with similar. Different strokes for different folks, but either one, people get strokes.
I'm not talking about that.
But
Good.
first dates. Ooh.
First date ever or first date with significant of
current. Okay,
current significant other.
Let's play with the current significant other.
What was our first?
Our first actual date?
Yeah.
Aside from that one?
I don't know what constitutes as a date.
The first time you met outside the social media.
Okay, so
2008.
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
our,
you
was it?
can
Okay.
have two first dates. So if you like
Okay.
split up
we
in the
technically
middle,
had to do
Okay, 2017. No.
2017.
No.
No, that was more like a reconnection.
No. Yeah.
We were just hanging. Like I was just like,
Although I paid for everything.
that's true too. You didn't let me pay for anything.
Yeah. No. Like,
she's a strong, independent woman, and she doesn't need you, but she wants you. But doesn't need you.
I mean, I had a job interview in one of the last days with Emeroy for VP, and I was just like,
That's
okay,
true.
let's do the interview here.
Yeah,
Barkeep,
I
whatever he
interviewed her,
wants, please.
but I when I went into interview mode, I was like kind of a dick. So I feel like
Yeah, but I was already drunk, so I didn't care. I was
because
like, what you got?
because I was serious. Like I wanted,
Bitch.
I told her I wanted to work with her or something, and then I went to interview mode, and I know when I can be an asshole, and I'm like, all right, because I didn't want to just be like, all right, just because she's cute doesn't mean you hire her. So but yeah, I don't know. I mean, technically,
Okay.
the first time we hung out, or it's not, I don't even consider it a date. We just like a quick hookup, really. Back in 2008, really.
Let's
So,
see.
I mean, it's kind of a date. So
No, it was a terrible. I think it was a terrible excuse for a date. It was just me as a young, horny young man that did not lay out plans properly, and I just went straight to I went to my end game.
Yeah.
we've
I'm
all
gonna
been there.
Yeah.
Until
I'm gonna
you
say
become a man. and not a kid.
2018 when you were here.
Which
About
one?
that? Like August. Was it August or October?
October, when we went on that hike and you hurt your
Is that
ankle
when
doing parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that one. That's a good one.
When I picked the place and also paid for it.
Well, because it was our hike. It was the first. We were hiking together, and I think it was muddy, and you're kind of hopping around. And she
No, it
slipped.
wasn't muddy. I was just skipping because I saw something cool and I was trying to skip over to it like a freaking dumbass. And then I tripped over a tree root
Yeah, I think.
and rolled my ankle.
Yeah,
You almost caught it on video, but you were
Yeah.
vlogging.
yeah, I missed it.
Yo,
I'm like-
don't vlog on your first date, you piece of shit.
Oh god.
I mean, you're lucky she didn't run away scared, because like imagine going to a first date and the guy is like holding a camera on your face.
Well,
In the forest.
The thing
In the
is
forest.
like what I know. Dang, that sounds like it's like serial killer kind of shit. dude.
Yeah.
Like but like the thing is, the difference is like we already knew each other. It was just kind of like, all right, now it's like
I'm pretty
kind of
notorious
like
for dating within them. For dating people that I become friends with first.
Yeah.
I don't jump into relationships with them like immediately. Most of the time, like especially when I was in college, I just kind of dated around the friend circle, and like I didn't think it was weird until I was just like, oh shit, y'all tunnel buddies.
Yikes. Yeah, I God, I hated the idea.
Eskimo brothers.
I hated the idea of dating within the friend circle, which is why I reached
You
out
went all the way out to the
all the
East Coast.
to the East Coast. Because I don't know, it just was like
different state.
my friends would be like, all right, like, oh, this new girl in the friend group is so cute, and they would all like go gaga over her. And I'm like, So I just really tried not to be in that, because then you're competing with your friends, and it's all like, oh man, I liked her.
And now
first.
you're trying to bring me into the friend group.
So, well, the thing is, our dynamic is already established. It's
That's
not
true.
like from the ground up, you know.
Yeah.
So and then yeah, I mean, for me, much of my dating after high school was with people I met outside of the friend group at the club or at some dance event, because I was like, oh, okay, cute girl, try to have conversation, see if anything happens there.
Yeah, I that never worked for me because I'm a piece of shit. Not like
that never worked because I'm a piece
Relatable.
but I feel like Max there because I could never hook up with someone I don't
That you
feel
don't know?
connection with. Yeah, like I need to make sure you're not a piece of shit. And so if we talk and we get along and I end up being friends with all my hookups, and now like I'm getting into a relationship, and it's super confusing because it's like, oh, is she a friend or is she an ex hookup? And it's like, yeah, she was a hookup, but we got along pretty well, and so now she's kind of a friend, and it's super messy. But yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, I get what you're
It's really
coming from.
not like
Yeah.
one of my best friends now like is an ex-boyfriend of mine. Actually, two of them. Well, one of them was like
Yeah.
from high school, and that barely counted.
I'm friends with all my exes, and yeah,
same,
Yeah, yeah.
except for two that fucking hates me because one
That happens.
one had like very serious daddy issues, and I didn't want to tell her, so I got away from her. And the other one was like very attached to me, and I already moved on. So when she realized that I moved on, she got like very like angry with me for some reason when I tried to be honest and like transparent all the way. But yeah.
How dare you move on with your life?
sounds like
Yeah, that's
codependency.
that's it. That's exactly it. Because well, she also had like that issues. Yeah, that's my pattern. That's my type. But
Oh my god.
Pattern. What a word.
I mean, once okay, twice okay, but every fucking ex-girlfriend I had is like, oof. You should have seen that coming. And nope, I didn't.
All the signs are there, the patterns should be familiar. You just use your red flags to cool off the fire that's already
Oh my
there.
God. He's colorblind. He doesn't see red. He sees green.
He just sees green.
Oh
All right,
my
so-
god.
All right, so first date. Yeah, both y'all.
Okay, my first day with my actual like significant other was at a bar. I had like a photo shoot with a friend, and I was very anxious because she was very pretty. She is very pretty, and so I didn't want to be nervous and pack it up, so I smoked a little bit, and it turned out that I ended up like very high.
Oh no!
But hey, here it is. Like later on, when we were already dating a boyfriend and girlfriend, she told me that she was also very high because of the same reason. So we were like connected on that, and that was very like sweet.
Wavelength.
Yeah, and I was like very scared because I thought like, well, what if I sounded like an asshole or like very dumb or something because I was high? Yeah, no, she also sounded very very dumb because she also was high. So
So it made it for a very
like a very entertaining first date, and we talked
God.
about fucking everything.
high feelings. That's got to be a shirt.
High all the time.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not a fan of like being. Actually, never mind. I do enjoy drinking when on a date. So, well, first date.
How many dark and stormies did I buy you?
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, but being high, I'm not a fan of because sometimes I get too in my head about trying to say things because I'm thinking, am I gonna sound like an idiot right now? Because I'm like I feel like my mouth is becoming into one thing That's what I'm feeling sometimes. And I'm like
trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like the words are in my head, but my mouth is like making
Not
it
participating.
into it's becoming oatmeal or something.
Oh, I love oatmeal.
It's not. It just doesn't want to come out. I feel like I'm gonna start slurring.
Yeah, it doesn't
when
get
I
hard.
talk.
That's what happens. But
Yeah, you know.
yeah, I mean, like being high is not
Consequent
like
things.
it's not like a common thing, but it helps sometimes, especially if you're nervous because you feel like a little bit more chill without being an idiot. Like you know when you drink a little bit extra than you should and you start saying like stupid shit. Okay, that doesn't happen with smoking. At least for me, like I got like super like in the mood to talk and
More aware.
be funny, and be funny and be like in the moment.
Oh, so you were in state, like that like excited state of mind. Yeah,
I was like a Zen master in my head.
dude.
It's like you got this.
I was excited going into for these random dates because I always viewed it as like
I don't even think
a dance.
I don't even think I've had a first date. Don't think of it like a formal like first date, like whatever. Like I've mostly just like hang out with him and we did. It's just like I guess.
Yeah, you want to be?
I guess this is a thing.
Want to make it official?
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. Like
sign documents here.
Like I don't
Reading consent,
have first dates with people like, and then like we'll have like dates after that. So I guess the first date is whatever comes after that. But I'm like, it's just a date. This isn't a first date. Like we've gone out and hung out before, but that's barely a first date. I don't fucking know.
It's different because with first dates, I feel like it's two strangers coming together to kind of hang out. But when it's friends, it's like you're just hanging out at that point because you're so
maybe a little bit with like a little bit of like intention to want to take it a step further. But like for me, at least, it wasn't a priority for me.
But it's not the same because when you, even if it's with a friend, when you have like the first date, you go there with more other intentions, with romantic intentions.
That's
like
fair.
Maybe not like strictly sexual, but you want something else to happen. You don't want to be just friends.
That's true. Yeah.
That's like the stomach butterflies. The fact that you may not get there.
You know, you're right, because that's what like when I got with Max, I was like, it's just, feelings. Hold my head, no.
Yo, when you have to give like the first kiss and you don't know if she's gonna like
pull back,
correspond you, or like or make the cobra, like
the cobra.
Swarm.
It happened to me like I think 2 times in my whole life because I always make sure that I don't fuck that up because if it's in public, it's fucking embarrassing. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure I might have experienced it in
the only time someone dodged a kiss from me is they were trying to break up with me.
Yo.
I mean, at least you didn't be like, all right, I'll kiss you. Oh, by the way, we're breaking up. It's like, what?
Yeah.
At least they were just like, all right, let me be real.
Yeah. All right, what about you, Alex? First date.
Oh, it was on a concert, so.
The concert.
So it was immediate, like.
That was the date.
So they didn't have any like deep talks because they couldn't hit each other, and that's a good point sometimes.
Dates can often end up feeling friendly, like if there's no intent of like trying to be, I'm trying to date you. What was your moment or move to establish that? Like there's interest, like I'm here to try to date you. I'm not here to try to be your friend.
That's very interesting question. I'm trying to think about it right now.
He took his shirt off and started like
he showed
like genuine.
No, he was doing that while showing her his laptop and its specs.
broken it is.
And his crypto.
I know how it was, like how it went down. Alex like came up to her and her Russian hat started making like
it was like that.
like in the cartoon.
Because all the Russians wear the Russian hats.
Yeah. I can't really recognize any like specific moment. I guess it kind of some natural energy. I guess I don't know.
It just naturally like what was it naturally evolved into like a kiss, a hug, like a
Started
very
out
long
with
embrace. Oh my god! Started off with a kiss.
How did it end up like this?
Did it like evolve into a kiss? Like,
well, we first hugged, I think, when I already was at your place. So,
I mean, it happens like. It's not like the most usual
maybe
thing
that was
to hug her.
Moments, but
what did you tell her?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
oh yeah, what did you tell her before you kissed her? Did you? This is a great topic. Oh my god.
Oh my.
We're continuing this with Bernie and the others. You told her I'm one of the best players in Overwatch. And I killed all my friends in Among Us.
I'm really hard trying to remember with no success.
I mean, that's the thing when you're like tall and blonde.
Everything was like in fog, in mist. So.
Yeah. When you're tall and cute, you don't need to have a pickup line.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm tall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty much. You're the tree of all of us. Oh, I don't see.
Like, hi, nice to meet you.
I don't see a hand. I see a chest to rest my head on. Okay. So, what about you, Camilo?
I remember we were talking. Oh yeah, like we didn't kiss on our first date because we like I don't know, like started talking about deep things and the time flight. Yeah. and time flight, and so we kissed on our second date.
Hey.
On the same place that we were talking on the first date, but like we went to a different restaurant and we like started taking a walk and ended up in the same place, like late at night in a park with pretty lights and shit.
What kind of romance movie is this shit?
I don't know, man. But it came so like smooth and with no
like
effort that it felt like it was meant to be.
Like define smooth. Like was it just like were you just like
No, but like when you don't need to like force a talk, it just comes up and you start like connecting on everything you say. Yeah. And by the end we were on like a semi bridge on the park that's next to I'll send you a pic later. And
that's a rom-com.
I know.
If
I don't like it.
if I'm remember it right, I think we were talking about our previous experiences and how like they've hurt us. I told her she wouldn't be hurt by me and I will take care of her. Then we kissed. Yeah.
I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking boo me.
No. I wasn't as much as of a virgin back then.
I wasn't as much as a virgin.
I mean, then I rewatched Naruto Shippuden and here I am. Dude. So yeah. And now I'm with Shingeki no Kyojin. Yeah. It's not getting better.
We all a bunch of that's what I love about this.
I'm watching Shingeki with her, so yeah.
Hey, common interest.
Top 5.
I mean, I almost felt like in terms of with Max, every trick I knew in my arsenal it never worked. So she kind of swept me under
the rug.
Swept me
Throw
off
you
my
under
feet.
the bus.
She swept me off my feet because she took command, and I'm like, oh, she's taking to me all these places. I'm like, this is different.
Emeroy's like,
That's super
wow, they're paying for everything.
She and they insisted, and I was like,
oh, I
no.
fought.
Yeah, because I feel like my dates are for me fun, and I feel like it's a shared experience, but I also feel like it's formulaic.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to hit experiences, and there's also mental things in my head that I'm trying to make sure that
and you have the like checklist
intention
before you throw your head for the keys. Yeah,
because like the commenting, and Max hates this because I tried to teach her their brother this is just a simple hand holding technique. It's just like, it's not even a technique. It's just like within the first 5-10 minutes of actually meeting each other, hold each other's hand already just to establish intention. Yeah. And I've just done it, and then they're like they either just go with it, or then they're like, okay. And I double check, are you okay with this? Or do you have a problem with this? And like, nah, and we just keep going. I don't hold it the whole time. It's just more like, here's my intention in a nonverbal kind of way. But I don't know. That was.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I was very high, but I think I've done that.
Yeah.
On my first date.
Yeah.
But like, not even thinking about it. Like, if there is like physical connection, it's like more intense, and you let your intentions be clear. And yeah, I think I've done that.
Yeah.
So we were eating like fries, and I don't know, we were very messy and like
and high.
And you thought her hand was the fry. Oh my God.
This is not a potato.
No, but like she had some like cheese on here, and I was like biting a fry, and it dropped, and we were both a mess, and it was super funny, and like we laughed, and I touched her hand like just in the beginning, something like that. But yeah, I have to ask her that part again.
Tell everybody what I said when you tried to hold my hand.
Oh my God. When I tried with Max, because at that point, because prior to Max, I had already been dating, just trying to get and this was after my engagement was called off. So I'm like trying to put myself back in the field. I felt like I got like kind of warmed up again with all these
practice.
I got practice.
Practice.
And in my head, I'm gonna do this with Max. I tried to do it. I tried to go for the hand holding technique. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Huh."
You're lucky I did not say that any louder.
Yeah,
that was in the middle of New York City.
And then I think you said you're lucky I like you or something like that.
No, that was when you touched me again. Not inappropriately.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Well, you touched my shoulders. Also, you touched my fresh tattoo.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about
that. Touched my fresh tattoo on my shoulder. Like at the bar when you were like just walking behind me, like you were walking behind me to get back to your seat. I'm like, okay, I like you.
So yeah, at that point I was like, I guess we're just going to be friends at this point, because none of the shit I usually do was not working. But here we are.
I'm sorry.
It was just one of those
shit like that.
It was one of those things of like, you think one thing is gonna work because I don't know if I kind of worked prior, but then
but your sample size was not large enough or accurate.
I would say
your sample size were LA girls.
No, I that's fair. I don't think I've ever.
Someone who's been hardened by New Jersey.
That's fair, but
and
then
trauma.
No, I would say just based on my experience with you, you're an outlier. That's what I would call you, because I am
the curve breaker.
I've met personalities where it's like that where they are XYZ or they present themselves as such, but actions always are otherwise. That's why I'm like skeptical with what a lot of people say, especially in the dating, like not just the apps. Oh my God, the apps! Like, but in the dating landscape, because I've seen people like when there's a moment of very strong emotion, they'll act in a different way compared to what they would say.
If Max was the one that made you feel your technique was off, that's automatically more interesting because you have to like give it a thought, and
that's what like blew me away. Yeah, like, that's nothing fucking works.
You were like, why?
This is like Sherlock versus Moriarty.
His troubleshooting. His troubleshooting. Like cheat sheets. Like, oh, I tried this. Fuck.
But also,
I was like,
out. If you give a fuck about it not working, then you're on a good date. Because if you don't care, like, just get the fuck out of there. You have nothing to do there.
Like when what Max did with me was essentially what I did with my dates here. Like they would take me around,
and I wasn't even trying. I just wanted to go places and drag him with me.
Yeah, essentially. And like with me, I take them around different parts of the city here. I took them to just different parts of the city around here, but with like again, still the same, using more like.
Which parts, by the way, are these like parks or cafes?
Anything.
Like this for anything. Like for me, like my kind of belief in certain dates, like it's like it could to make it memorable is to have. At least in the beginning, mini dates, like multiple experiences. So go to a bar, go to a restaurant, go to a park, go to this place.
Movies, whatever.
Because then now you're anchored to these different locations emotionally.
And that's just the first date or whatever.
Yeah. And then for me, I try to establish intent of like where I am, that I'm not here just to be a friend with the hand holding, because I would like to date you. Let's go on this date.
I am friend robot. I mean,
and then
I too am friend robot.
I mean, maybe because I'm a hoe, but like I've never met with someone from Insta or Tinder or something to just be friends. Like it was pretty clear by the time I got there. Like I wouldn't let you think that I want to be your friend. I want to be your like fuck friend, maybe. Girls on school, how didn't you realize I was into you? Oh, you have pretty hands. Bro, come on. you know I won't notice it. Like,
dude, guys are kind of dumb with that shit, man.
Yeah, but we also like let you know for real, like I'm really into you. Maybe way over real. I don't know how to say this, but maybe we are like pretty dumb to tell it. But we
like some of the hints we get.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of hints are you getting? Because with my ex, like literally, I was trying to throw myself at this dude. He's just like, I thought you were just being polite. I was like,
I mean, yeah.
Exchange saliva, sir.
But
I wasn't being polite.
Okay. Yeah, no, maybe he wasn't the smartest one, but I mean, like, then also if you misunderstood something as like your interest and not as a friend, then you're the asshole because, oh, she's just being nice and you think she wants to fuck you. And okay, but if I don't go to the meeting with that mentality, then I won't get any hints. I block that part off.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because if you don't have the intent, you don't see it.
Yeah.
So we should always assume that everybody wants to fuck us.
Hell yeah.
Especially if you're blonde and like 2 meters high.
Yeah. With your height.
If on average your height is the following and your hair color is the following, please apply to.
Alex is high, but another kind of high.
Yeah. But almost all my dates, I always went for the kiss, like the first date. And if I can do it within the first 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
just to like, but then Max was like, nope.
But yeah, like you always throw that line that lets you know if now it's the right time or not yet.
Or there's like a certain like chemistry or energy that's going to be happening. like there's a moment you just get lost in each other's eyes and like, are we gonna do this?
Yes, but also like you have to,
and you just give each other a nod. Yeah. I'll warm up your lips.
Gross.
What I tried to do, like on my dating days, was to like leave a phrase that it's like self-explanatory, so I don't have to finish it, but it shows my intent. So I won't say it when we are talking about your dead grandma, but when I say it, like you will know I'm going to try to kiss you.
Oh, so there's like the warm up, it's like the setup, and then you just like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dang. I mean, it's better like to have a setup and then them read it wrong and then try to go for the kiss and then they fucking give you this the swerve.
But yeah, that's why I try to be very sure, because if not, like if I fail on my first attempt and then want to try it again, or she wants to try it again, I have to think on another like setup. And I'm lazy.
Like you lost a chance.
Yeah.
Like that, I mean that. I don't go for the kiss if I just don't feel it.
Yeah.
He uses feelings like any great chef. Just use feelings. You don't measure.
Because I have to like take into account of like how the interaction is, like what do you call it? Yeah, how the interaction is, how we're vibing. Am I bored? Or do I see anything?
Emeroy was bored the whole time.
Clearly.
The whole time. So he was trying to kiss me because he was bored.
Mm-hmm. Shut up. I want to talk with I want to have a one-on-one conversation with your mouth.
It's like, you're catching me up on.
I remember one thing.
2 minutes later.
One of my lines was like talking about the silence, because when you're like in a good date or with someone you like, the silence is not a problem.
Oh,
instead, just like, yeah. When you're with someone you don't like that much, when there's a moment of silence, it's super uncomfortable. So I leave it like, because I don't know, with you, I don't feel like this silence is uncomfortable, and then let it rest a little bit. And then she hears the silence, and you.
Damn.
And that's why my life is a sitcom.
Oh my God.
Dating advice with vision parents. Man, I've experimented with some stupid ass lines, so I don't think I am.
I think you did the spray and pray. You just throw everything.
Like one, like as we're about to leave, like the end of the date, that's where I would go for it. And then another one, I just wanted to experiment this because I saw it on a YouTube video.
Oh no!
Oh, I hate myself for doing it.
Never take dating and
but it worked. But it worked, and I was like, I can't believe I did it, but it worked. And I was like, do you find me attractive or do you find me cute? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what's holding you back from kissing me right now? And we just did it right there. It was so bad. I'm like, I can't believe, in my head while we're kissing, I can't believe this shit fucking worked. It wasn't
That's like a high school pickup line.
Yeah, it was. I was like, because it's one of those videos I saw, like, just these, I forgot what show. It was what YouTube. But they said it. I'm like, that sounds stupid. I want to give it a shot. But it worked. Don't do that because it might not work for everyone.
Don't do it at all.
And it's very like, it doesn't feel natural. It didn't feel natural because what I like about Camilo is it was like, ooh, the silence, and it's like there's a kind of a connection point there. I'm like, oh yeah.
But I mean, like yours is more like the naked man from
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
The naked.
It
Naked
works
man.
2 out of 3 times. So yeah,
I am the 3.
What you feel?
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point because
I'm always that holdout.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh.
9 out of 10 dentists. I am the one dentist.
Yeah. It just.
I just want to say one thing. Alex don't take advice from us. Like,
no, don't listen to us.
please don't.
We're
telling you everything you should not be doing.
as we have been since we started this.
So whatever we're doing right now, don't do it.
Just don't. Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Feel the urge come up. Don't.
I was trying to remember like the first kiss while you were talking, and I think it all happened like at the same time, like first kiss, first everything, like.
Dang.
Hey.
My first kiss when a little.
Maybe it will happen after. I don't remember clearly.
Dang.
So I kind of skip that step, I guess.
I mean, you are
speed running life.
speed running everything.
Speed running. Sure.
Those of you guys watching the live stream or listening in the future, by this point, Alex already is married. He's got a couple of kids on the way. He's got probably a few thousand Bitcoin somehow.
So sorry, ladies.
I mean, I feel like we can just dive into this topic for a while. Like,
oh my god.
Okay, because the idea of like after the honeymoon phase, after the fun cutesy shit. Like,
that's when you go to therapy.
Shit, even that, like couples therapy. Have you guys ever done that?
You did it.
I've done it.
Yeah, no, not yet.
It was couples therapy was helpful. Well, because it was court mandated.
Was it helpful?
What?
Was it helpful?
Couples therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it works for those who are looking for an answer about themselves or trying to look to make it work. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen it on TV. Like, people go to couples counseling, and one partner or the other is like, "I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about my feelings." but with that, I was hungry to try to make things work because I still had this, like, for me, I had this vision of trying to keep, like, I guess a traditional family look, like mom and dad together and trying to work it out to stay together for our kid. And part of that also was like, it was kind of court mandated. Long story. I won't get into it, but
you already talked about it.
Yeah. And it helped because for me at least, because we figured out, like, I learned tools in how to better communicate and how to be empathetic and how, like, where I fall short. One of the things I learned most is, like, I have a tendency to try to fix things. I think a lot of guys are like that. We like, your significant other is trying to talk to you. And I was like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? You try to offer a solution. No. And then my couples counselor was like, I get it, Emeroy. If you can fix things in your own job, you can fix it in your work, but this isn't something she's looking for you to fix. Sometimes she just wants to hear you say, that sucks. She doesn't want you to hear, she doesn't want you to think, and I'm like, fuck, man.
But I don't like to live with the problem. I want to solve the problem.
Yeah, but because
you can solve that problem by walking out.
Because
that's really hard to understand.
Because how do you want the problem not to be fixed, but to be just said about, like, fuck? Ooh, learning moment right here.
Because it'll be fixed on their own. They just want to
share
talk
some
about the problem.
wisdom.
I don't need your help.
Yeah, because all they
I need my therapist's help.
Yeah, like your partner needs is someone to listen to them, like to be like, oh shit, that sucks, because they probably know within themselves that what to do already. But the thing is sometimes you just need to let that energy out and redirect it. And that's a very important thing when she tells you, like, oh, like such and such is being a piece of shit at work. I'm like, fuck, like, I'm sorry, sucks. That sucks. They're
a piece of shit too.
Yeah. No, like, because for me, I have a tendency to be like, play devil's advocate sometimes. Like sometimes I used to, like, just I don't know if I still do it now, but like I sometimes play devil's advocate. I was like, well, what about the other person's perspective? What if maybe they didn't meant to do this? Because I try to be all like fucking democratic and shit. But I try to be like, fair. And then they would think, oh, so you're taking their side. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to see all perspectives. They don't give a shit about perspectives. They just want to be heard.
I don't give a shit about respecting someone else's perspective when they fucking disrespected me.
The only thing that matters, like if your partner's mad, you got their back. Like, yeah, fuck them. I fuck them.
Yeah.
Too.
It's irrational. It does not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of
it doesn't matter. You're the number one fan. You're there for her, and that's it.
Yeah, you're their support, not their.
It goes the other way,
and vice versa.
It goes the other way. Whenever it's like ranting about whenever is ranting about a client, even though they're not always like that, be like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right.
No, we don't need him. Actually, we do, but you know what I mean.
I was like, well,
that's a really good lesson, I think.
Yeah, because
I'll try to use.
It's corny, but she gave us worksheets, and for me, it worked because I was practicing. Because it's hard to practice tools from therapy when you're just talking about it. And it's even harder to put it to practice when you're in the moment. Like when you're triggered, you're like, oh, fuck this motherfucker. I'm gonna
when you're in your feelings, you can't fix shit.
Yeah. So like when she gave us worksheets of like seeing, I liked the worksheets. I don't know. It felt like school. So like, and I was trying to get a grade, for this to somehow improve the relationship. But this, like some of my favorite things like sound formulaic, but it helps because it's a structure. And I that's how I kind of work apparently, because apparently all my dates prior had structures as well. So, but it gives me a guide. Like one of my favorite things is I can't imagine like when they're going through a really rough day, like, I don't know. They shot a nail gun to their foot. I don't know, but, and then don't.
Good reason to be sad about.
I shot my fucking foot with a nail gun.
Yeah, a good phrase I remember. It was like, I can only imagine what you're feeling right now, but then you acknowledge them. But I know that you're still this. But know that I still love you. But no, I still this. Like say, but no, like. For example, like I'm trying to come up with an example that's anecdotal like example with Max. Maybe it's like sometimes she's down. I might be making this up at this point for example's sake, but it's like I can only imagine how frustrated you feel right now with everything that's happening. But know that I still think you're an amazing person, and I love you very much. Things like that, and that because one of the things I'm not a fan of saying I understand. Do you really? Don't. Because you are not them. You are not that person. They are experiencing the world in their own, filters of how they grew up and with their own beliefs. So we cannot fully understand. And saying I understand also sounds patronizing.
Yeah, of course. Also, if you're a guy with like dating a girl, you don't know how the world fucking works for her.
Yeah.
Like, we may live in the same house, have the same work, the same boss, and it will still be different, very different. So yeah, like, making sure like you don't put yourself in her place is super important, because you are not on her place.
Yeah.
Like, you can like support her, but from your place, not hers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Then you brought up a good point too. Like how like guys kind of, I'm going to say we're privileged in many ways, because with my ex-fiance, she explained why she was always anxious on certain situations, because she was scared about strangers or guys trying to attack her in public. These are things that women are afraid of. Because I feel like I did that because like, why are you afraid? I'm like, of course you're a dude. You don't have to be fucking afraid of that. I was an idiot. So, but that was like super eye opening. Like, they experience the world in such a different way. Everyone experiences the world differently. But again, everyone gets a different version of it depending on your genetics, so to speak.
And also like whenever you're trying to help, you have to make sure you are not making someone else's problem personal, because if you take it very personal, like you won't think like objectively, and you will behave like an idiot, and you will get emotional, and instead of helping, you will make like a snowball of problems, because now she or he has its problem, like her or his problem, more like added to your way of seeing it, plus your problem, plus whatever the fuck you're going through. So yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, because then it's like it just adds to it. So
added stress.
Yeah, it adds stress, and then they're like, I don't want to tell you because now you get mad, and but it was never your problem to begin with. It was just yours to just listen, not take on.
Totally, yeah. And a lot of times, like, the most helpful thing you can do is to just be there and listen and shut the fuck up, staying silent and like nodding with your head and saying that sucks. It's
called a holding the space. Like you are like
your agenda. Now, shelving your agenda, I heard this from Dr. John Gottman. He's one of the all-stars of couples therapy, him and his wife, Julie. Shelving your agenda means that when you're dealing with somebody who's upset or sad or frustrated or scared, you take your desire, if they're upset with you, your desire to get defensive or to explain your perspective or to correct or to fix. You take all of those things that you just kind of naturally want to do and you put them on the shelf.
Okay.
They're going to come off later.
Okay.
But right now, the person in front of me and their needs are the most pressing, important thing.
Got it.
So that you feel heard, understood, validated, and that I'm showing accountability if that's necessary.
All of those things sound good.
Shelving your agenda. Oh my God, cinema therapy. Thank you so much.
Shelving your agenda. That's right. So look that up on cinema therapy. Yeah. Like because you might have your own like thing that you want to do, but you put that aside and then, like prioritize what your partner is going through first. Like, that's like the real like relationship shit, dude. Like aside from like the cutesy, like after like a year, after maybe 6 months to 2-3 years, I don't know how long the honeymoon phase lasts, but shit. And then therapy. I mean, couples therapy was useful. The hard part is like you had like when, especially on days we had disagreements. Man, I can be pretty stubborn, and I was like stubborn as fuck those days.
Yeah, same.
Like
Alex, write this down. This one is the useful part.
Very important.
This is the useful shit. Like
maybe have Alex edit this so he can watch it back and
Alex, you're gonna edit this. So, but like for me, my therapist made me aware of my body language when I'm upset with my partners. I don't look at them. I use distancing body language, like because it's easier for me to be like this and throw jabs at you, right? Because if I have to look at you, that means I have to look at the damage I'm doing.
Yeah, that's super true.
So and then then my therapist, like, and I remember looking like this. I was, and my partner, like at the time, was there, and it was like, well, like Emeroy, like uncross your arms, like take a look at her, like why don't take her as she is, like look at how she's hurting right now. It's easy, like, and it's like I know you want to say all these things, but like really look at. And then I was like, then I fucking started crying.
Of course.
Yeah. Because one of the things, because I've been to multitudes of like different types of therapy. I've been to anger management. I've been to individual therapy. And one of the things I learned from anger management is anger is often a secondary emotion, which is like, if you're angry about something, it's probably down the second layer is anger. Below it's probably hurt, sad, afraid,
fear.
Yeah. So, and then, once I let go of that, the anger set aside and the true emotion of hurt or whatever else just flooded out. And then just the anger was there to try to protect me, which is like anger has been my defense mechanism since 4th grade.
Same.
So,
yeah.
Why exactly 4th grade?
Why exactly? Because that's when I remember when I first blew up with my temper. There was a very high, like, yeah, that's right. Through my temper tantrum.
Temper tantrum.
He started dancing. Yeah, like
I'm gonna kill you. No, but because I had a very violent temper growing up. I remember lifting this pole and chasing kids down with it, like a construction pole. And I started chasing.
Yeah.
Listen, when somebody pisses you off and they run away and you want to like fucking chase them, like you have like zero limitations. There was one time this one kid fucking pissed me off. I was already a teenager, but like I was like 15 and I was wearing these like wedge sandals. They weren't like stilettos or anything, so they're a little bit more stable. But like I would show you an example, but it's all the way in my closet. But like wedge sandals, and I was like standing there. They were pretty high for like like a 15-year-old, like whatever. And they were not meant to be ran in, obviously. And then the roads in the Philippines were not very stable to stand on. And this kid said something. I was just like so fucking mad. I fucking ran. I felt like a fucking random back. Just go. It's like huffed and I just like grabbed him by his shirt, and he ran pretty fast too because like he played basketball, and I was just like, I caught him.
That adrenaline.
I caught him.
Yeah, I also like used to fight a lot on primary school, especially because
Anger issues.
Yeah, not a little bit, but also because I was like, I looked like a nerd. Like more than I do right now. Luckily. Yeah, a couple guys used to try and take advantage of me on school, and I wasn't like afraid of fighting or anything. So yeah, I had to show them I could stand up for myself, and I didn't get in any trouble because I looked like a nerd. And then when people like appeared like punched in the face in class, they never thought it was me. So, yeah. Of course we wouldn't tell the teacher we were fighting. So if they tell her, they will have
First
to
rule of Fight
admit,
Club.
yeah, they will have to admit that this nerd motherfucker did her face like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Their face like that.
Yeah, there used to be a fight club in my elementary school. Like,
Damn. Stop talking about it.
In my high school too. Yeah.
Oh my god. So
but I didn't participate. I already had matured for that time. I think. I hope so.
In my high school, we fought bears.
Bears are more fun. I'm kidding.
Has everyone gone to therapy here? Like,
I am.
Like just like, not this anything. It's bad.
I'm in therapy.
So,
Yes. Me too.
I recently talked to a friend who is a therapist, but like as a just friendly conversation, not a therapy.
Oh, okay.
That kind of was help.
I mean, did he tell you that you should start therapy for something? Because
do you feel like you need it? Because
no, I guess not.
I mean, it's a pretty cool
and
tool
I have like
if you need it.
this kind of a bit like skeptical outlook, I guess, on therapy. I feel like you can spend your whole life going to therapy and still not fix every.
It's not a fix.
Everything.
Yeah, no,
It's not a fix.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a tool.
Yeah, it's like going to school. You're not gonna be smart just by studying, but you're gonna have like a lot more tools to solve situations.
Yeah. To that outlook, if you bring that to bring that exact outlook to therapy will not work. Mm-hmm. What you bring into therapy is exactly what you get out.
It's a tool that you need to use properly. Like you can't take a saw and swing it like a hammer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a good tool to be introspective, just much like how people use meditation or exercise or some sort of thing that allows them to release an energy. Not only that it helps give tools, as you've been saying, to handle certain situations, because we go to school to learn math and all these other things, but we aren't exactly given tools to figure out how to handle ourselves in emotional situations with ourselves, or dealing with tough situations, or with our partners.
Yeah, and also like when you go to school, you won't ever use math as you see it on school, on real life. but it gives you like the logic, the mathematical logic to apply on life. That's kind of the same with therapy. And also with the energy, Emeroy said, like, you have different types of energy. You have like a constructive energy and a destructive energy, I think. And therapy helps me with my constructive energy, like to have some feedback from how I solve things. For example, like lifting is like how I use my destructive energy in order not to hit things or
I guess I'm using like art therapy for that. Like
yes, that's
exactly.
That's exactly
energy as abstract art.
Yeah, and that's exactly what some great artists do. They leverage the energy, and they
and I always have like inspiration only when I really have a lot of like built up energy and emotions.
Yeah. So like that's a really, really, really beautiful point, because it's like it's something about art or something involving the body and creativity or something like that. It's a release valve, so to speak. Because in at least here in the States, it's a form of therapy. Paint therapy. There's also now dance movement therapy. But now we just need to come up with another one where pyrotechnic therapy, where you just get to blow stuff up. So just get.
Oh my God, rage room! Can we go?
So
yeah, that's what I want to do. But
rage
I think there's no rage room here in Argentina. So yeah,
just make your own rage room.
So yeah, like I like rage rooms. I have my thoughts.
Rage room? You mean my room?
Let's fucking rage.
Because I think it's a good release. I forget who it was. I think guys might have seen him. I think, is it Vsauce? It might be Vsauce. He had a YouTube original, and then he had like the experiment he did was he had someone two random people, and then the controller, the person who was going to review it, they would read their essay and give back very racist, misogynistic, everything to piss the other person off. Yeah, that one. And then you saw the difference of like, all right, they had the option to either rage out in the room or just sit and reflect.
Yeah, and the people who did rage was a lot more chill.
No, the people who raged were more likely to, because at the end, after they raged, they have the option of like zapping the guy to electrocute him or to not. And then those who reflected were more likely to not zap versus the people who raged.
I remember it like the opposite. Like
raged people zapped, right?
Yeah, raged people zapped. The quieter people, because then they had more like time to quiet down the thoughts. Because I'll look at it again, but I've watched it several times because it's a more of like what.
I remember this video.
It's more reflective of like your actions. Then beget more this violence, begets more violence, and all that stuff. So they acted violently. They had more emotions. It only like, if anything, reaffirmed what they were already feeling. They felt destructive. They felt like doing more of it. You know what I mean? Whereas the people who quieted, like they had to like bring themselves back down to baseline to where, rational thought is, and then where they acted different.
Well, my take on a rage room is not to react to something and then rage out. It's, all this anger that I wasn't able to express because I wanted to remain professional at a work setting that I couldn't let out, and I couldn't let it out on you because then we're going to fight. So I let it out on, so I'd rather let it out on, in a controlled environment on inanimate objects. That's like the release for me. Like it's, after that I'm done. It's just like, okay, good. Also, it's for those who didn't grow up being able to express their anger because it's considered disrespectful to show any sort of negative emotions towards your family.
Oh yeah. I would just be reprimanded, like, control your anger. I'm like, how the fuck do I do that?
Control controller. Is that an X, Y, what?
Yeah. That's
X square circle. How do I do that?
Like parents are so used
I don't
to-
ever get angry.
Yeah,
Alex is ever the stoic
yeah,
statue.
yeah. You are like the constant of like baseline. I don't know if you get upset. I can't tell.
We can't
You're like
tell.
you're the Steven
because
Seagal.
he's above the situation.
Shut the fuck up with this shit. He's above the
Because what?
situation. He's above the situation. He's the bigger man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean,
you can say.
parents are usually so focused on telling you what to do that they don't usually explain you how to do it.
Yeah.
So, for example, my mom has had a lot of anger management issues, and right now she's doing a lot better. But when I was a kid, it was very hard to not mimic that behavior because it was like a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
If I am the oldest brother and I have to protect my brother from my mom making a scene, I will have to like get into her game to survive. And that's very shady when you see it like from outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think it because one they grew up in a different time, and we kind of grew up in a different time because therapy, like we're casually talking about it now, but back then, just like the idea.
Oh, if you needed therapy, you were crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Until I was an adult to pay for mine.
so, like. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too. Like, some shouts out to my mom, I love her. But she also like
Hey, Tita.
she also like had a tendency of like she would say it but not exactly show it, and then as kids, I think I shared it in a quote like your kids are gonna follow your example, not what you say. So
Yeah.
and then so that's why it's rough like when parents try to, and I see it too like in today's parents, like they try to tell their kid instead of show it because they see you, and it's
forget
scary,
about
like,
it.
man.
Here in Argentina, we have a phrase that says like "do as I say, not as
Not
I
that
do."
I do. Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
it's like, bro, come on. Like, you can't expect like a little kid to not mimic his father or his mother. Like,
Yeah, that I fucking hated that phrase, like with a passion, because one of my, I'd say, older brother like mentors who I thought the world of, like who I think he was personally going through some demons in his life, and he was kind of falling out and was becoming the complete opposite of of what we saw him as. And when we like kind of like confronted him, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, this isn't the person we know. And it's like, do as I say, not as I do. I'm still the same person. I'm just like, he's trying to explain it away, but it's still, to us, it didn't justify it.
Yeah.
When we were like, no, like that honestly forever changed my opinion about him, how I felt towards him, because, and then this is one of the reasons why like I really value being your word, because if you're going to be like, once you're going to say one thing and do another, that really bothers me. And then it's like, and then I acknowledge like people have shortcomings, that people go through rough moments, but acknowledge that you're going through a rough moment, and don't try to be self-righteous and preachy, and act like you're still above it all when while you're doing the things completely opposite of completely opposite of your principles.
Yeah, totally. Because like you can't judge other people for doing something that you are also doing, and also like you can pretend to be the guideline for people on how to be or how to behave if you are not taking your own advice. Because
Snaps on
That's
that.
That hit home for
Snaps
a
on
lot
that
of
shit.
people.
So
that's like when you're
That's in
talking with
trap.
your friends about like, I don't know, relationships and shit like that they always tell you like, oh yeah, but I will give you all this advice and I'm still single and crying about my dumbass ex, like my toxic ex. And it's like, bro, come on, don't do that shit. It's not like healthy.
Yeah. So is any of this insightful?
Oh my god.
This got way too deep, way too
We went from like
fast.
we went from like fun, lighthearted dating to like now we're like 40 years
What it
married.
leads to.
40 years into a relationship, trying to figure it ourselves out, having an existential crisis.
Oh, I get those all the time, like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, being an adult is like realizing you're gonna have a lot more existential crisis than you thought of in the beginning.
So what the fuck was it? Oh yeah, existential crisis.
What a good topic.
This is I don't know.
I get 15 of those every day.
I don't know, that's essentially like, what am I doing? What's the point of it all?
Am I real?
Right?
Who am I?
Well,
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
I mean, I know one person that's real, J-Lo.
And Pitbull, because he's been there.
He's Mr. Worldwide. I guess the intriguing question is like, how do you process it?
I think
therapy.
Yeah, also, but I
Process
think it's,
existential crisis.
yeah, it begins, I think, with not having so high expectations for life and trying to not like romanticize your life, because if you think like, oh, my life has to have a meaning or a purpose or something, then you end up like chasing that. And if it doesn't show up, if it doesn't show up, like you get frustrated and stop doing what you like, and it's like a snowball of negative shit.
Oh, one thing that helps me personally is just taking a moment to like to look around, like to smell, to breathe, to look at the sun, at the sky, and
that's called grounding.
But
and just like judging like every day, like if it was a good day, if I felt good in that day, then it's a day not spent like uselessly, basically.
Yeah.
And like the time that you spend with joy is a well spent time, and no like bigger purpose is probably required.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, you don't need to have a big purpose as long as you enjoy what you're doing or you're happy with what you're doing.
Just try to create that little moment.
Yes,
like
you
right
have to
now.
feel accomplished with these small things that you do, because life isn't like a big mission. It's a bunch of small things put in a one asshole into one. But yeah, like, we are not superheroes. We are not the protagonist of any movie. We are not any of that. We are just
speak for yourself. I'm just kidding.
We are just like one lonely person trying to do its best. So if you enjoy the process, especially, you'll end up happy.
You should always invest in enjoying the process, because like, what if tomorrow like brick falls from building and you die, or a car crash? Like it can happen tomorrow. It can happen next hour. So the smartest thing to do, the most rational, is to enjoy current moment as much as you can.
Yes, I have a personal story about that. I got hit by a car, like walking to college, like 2 years ago. 2019. Yeah, I died, and then I saw your face. And now I'm a believer. But
Oh my god! Help me!
Yeah,
You probably saw my face behind the car wheel.
You probably saw it up in the heavens. That's how tall Alex is.
Yeah.
Just towering over you.
I wasn't
was
hit by a
like,
car.
oh my God.
Like it was like Alex's leg that.
It was us. Like,
and he was, as you were going up, he was like, "I'm sorry." Okay, you're back.
Oh my
But
god.
no, like I almost died. Like I was on the 2.5% chances of surviving without any like setbacks, like not being in a wheelchair or being able to speak again or being able to do my normal life.
Yeah.
And I got it. And it's super weird because I'm an atheist, and so yeah, I didn't have anyone to be thankful to except for my family and my friends and my girlfriend. And so I realized that I was enjoying or trying to enjoy the wrong things in life. I was like so hurried up in order to get things or get to some point of my life that I wasn't enjoying the process. And like it became so obvious once you start behaving like an asshole, and people won't tell you this until it's too late. But when you're focused on the wrong things, you're gonna start to act wrong because you're not paying attention to what you should.
Bro, we're sharing the same story.
Emeroy just got hit hard.
we share the same story, bro.
And so yeah, I remember like I was starting to distance myself from my friends because stupid fights. And when I had my accident, we all became like friends again because I almost died, and it wasn't like that big of a fight, but it gave me a lot of perspective on what should I focus on. So in a way, I'm thankful for my crash because it gave me a second chance to become a little bit better with the people I know deserves the best part of me.
We're clipping that. That's gonna be the micro content we share on the.
Oh fuck!
Clip
I'm gonna have
that,
to edit this. I hear myself speaking English. Damn.
Oh, your English is good. It'll like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
And speaking of dying, my phone battery will die soon.
So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everyone who listened to us. This is a really fun topic. We went from super lighthearted to super serious, but either way, we hope you guys enjoyed the content, found some insights of what not to do with dating, but found some more insightful things in operating in more personal levels. At least we hope it somehow.
I learned a lot.
So, this is the fun part of doing Vision Paradox After Hours, because sometimes it becomes vision therapy.
Vision therapy.
So we're gonna aim to do another one, pick it up next week, hopefully with some more people from the group. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, share with friends who you think might enjoy it. Give everyone here a follow. Support Camilo with his photography and videography, Alex with his abstract art, and Max,
benching.
and benching, and Max with her photography, and me being an asshole. So with that,
and me being an asshole.
With that, we'll see you guys next week and for the next episode. Take care. Bye.
Same bad channel.